Hello and welcome to Secret Files Tunguska. Now, this game is loosely based on a real event. The Tunguska event is actually real. There's a big meteor or asteroid or something that hit Russia way back in 1899, I think. It was sometime around the turn of the century, plus or minus 10 years, I think. So that part of the game is true, obviously. Everything else depicted is probably fictional. We got quite the intro here. We've got, looks like a PBY type Catalina with a person hanging off it. It's coming out of an explosion. There's Russian soldiers everywhere. Some shady looking guys. Look like they could be spies or something. So let's do a quick check of the options here. Probably do something like that. Some background before we begin. Now, Secret Files Tunguska is a point-and-click action-adventure game. It was released in 2006, and it was made by Animation Arts and published by Deep Silver. Now, Animation Arts, I looked them up on Steam, and in addition to obviously doing all the other Secret Files games, it seems they also did the Lost Horizon, which I think is a spin-off of Secret Files. They also have done various simulators, like I think there's an emergency helicopter simulator, something like that, a mining simulator, you know, your normal German games. And then they also did a point and click about Kursk, which I actually plan on doing for this channel at a later date. And they also did, and this one's kind of a black mark on the record, Jane's Advanced Strike Fighters, which they basically took the Jane's name and made a Ace Combat / Call of Duty game around it. So I don't know who was behind that decision, but Jane's is supposed to be a simulator name, not a arcadey name like that. And I mean, I think even now, if you go and look it up on Steam, it's got super negative reviews. But and then Deep Silver, of course, is a division of Koch Media, however you want to pronounce it. I forget the proper German pronunciation, but it's KOCH for all you jokesters out there. And they publish games like Kingdom Come Deliverance, the Metro series, Saints Row, Dead Island, Homefront, and they all, I think Koch Media as a whole, or maybe, no, I think Deep Silver is one of the ones. They also own Volition, who made like Saints Row, and earlier in their days, they made Descent and Descent Free Space, but that's a different discussion for when we get to those games eventually, which I hope to do one day. With that, I don't think I really have anything else to discuss, so this will be a mostly blind Let's Play. I've only ever played like the first 20 minutes of this game, so after today's episode, it will be completely blind, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this, so I could actually finish this for once, and also to get to Secret Files 3, because it enthralled me with its picture of the Ronald Reagan import with F-15s on its flight deck. I mean, they did a really good job with the Reagan and the integrated island and all that, and then they put F-15s, which I know they probably don't know the difference between an F-15 and an F-14, but like the details all great. They just put the wrong plane there. But anyways, that got me curious, so I want to get there eventually, but I want to get there the right way. So here we go, starting Secret Files Tunguska.
you there?
What? Dad? What's going on here? Dad? The door was wide open, chaos all over the place, and my father has vanished without a trace. I hope nothing has happened to him. I'd better start looking for him.
Alright, now, I did want to get German audio since, as far as I can tell, these are German. Like, Nina and her father are either German or, like, descendants of Russian immigrants or something based on their names, because Kalinkov kind of sounds Russian to me. But, I mean, obviously they're living and working in Berlin, so I really wanted to get some German language, get the original audio and subtitles, but unfortunately the audio and subtitle languages are locked together. So, I downloaded the German version, I couldn't change it to English, and unfortunately my German's a bit rusty. I can understand the gist of it, but I imagine most of the people watching this can't even understand that much, so we're stuck with the English, which isn't terrible. But the nice thing about this game is it shows you all the hotspots around here, so you don't have to go pixel hunting as much. So let's just work our way from left to right here.
A picture of my parents' wedding. I think Dad still hasn't gotten over her death. An award from the Russian Academy of Science. I think that was for an expedition that my father made in the 50s or 60s.
I would like to point out that the anti-aliasing is set to 8x. It just doesn't seem to work well with this game for whatever reason. Let's see. What's down here? Photo.
The frame and glass are totally shattered, and the photo has been torn in half.
We have the radiator.
The radiator is lukewarm.
Can we turn it on?
You can use the valve as needed to release the air from the radiator. If I turn the valve now, I'll ruin the whole floor.
Oh no, we wouldn't want to ruin the whole floor. So, that brings us to here.
The note says, "And the prince said to the princess, whether vertical, horizontal, or in both main diagonals, make sure that there is never a repeat within a line." Does that have something to do with the coins?
Alright, so we have a coin puzzle here.
Looks like there's a coin missing here.
Very observant, but
Looks like there's a coin missing here.
we can't actually do anything with it, so we'll probably have to come back to this later since it doesn't even let me move the coins. So let's look at this map here.
The map shows a section of Siberia. No idea why my father hung it up here.
Sorry, just writing some notes down here. Okay, so let's look at the desk.
My father was never the picture of organization, but not even my place looks this bad.
Alright, then we have the porcelain bowl here.
The inside of the dish is somewhat porous.
So it's kind of a coarse inside, okay. Following adventure game logic, we will steal, or, borrow anything that's not nailed down tightly to the floor, and in some cases, we'll...
All these files and records have been thrown out over the floor. It wouldn't have been Daddy. Someone was in a great hurry to find something.
In some cases, even if it is bolted down to the floor, we'll still take it. So now we have a piece of rock here.
Looks like something has been embedded in that stone. It has a red-violet glow.
Well, we'll just take that for ourselves. Can I look?
Looks like something has been embedded in that stone. It has a red-violet glow.
And no, I can't skip her dialogue, unfortunately. So let's just go over here. It looks like we have
a glass flask.
Flask. Let's see if we can put the stone in it for shits and giggles. Hey!
Instead of finding out what is locked inside the stone, I now have it encased in a bit of glass.
Because we're smart like that. Oh. Okay, let's look at the machine.
I think this is where the rock samples undergo the first analysis. I haven't the faintest clue how this thing is supposed to work.
Do it anyways. Ah, doesn't let us. Alright, well, looks like we have a phone here.
The phone in the office. Private conversations are strictly prohibited.
You know what would be the smart thing to do? Call the police!
I don't know what's happened here, but I'd better call the police.
Berlin Police Department.
Hello? Nina Kalinkov here. You've got to send someone here right away. My father has disappeared without a trace.
Since when?
No idea. I wanted to see him at work, but he wasn't there. Instead, the place looks like it's been ransacked.
Is your father suicidal or mentally unstable?
What? No, of course not.
Sorry, we can't do anything then. Adults can only be reported missing if their lives are in danger or if there are extraordinary circumstances.
But this is an extraordinary circumstance.
Keep calm. I'm sure your father had something important to take care of and we'll get in touch soon. Don't worry.
Something important to take care of? Hello? Did you listen to anything I said? It looks like there was an earthquake here. Do you think he created this chaos himself and is looking for a cleaning lady right now?
Like I said, I can't do anything for you. Sorry.
Great. Thanks for nothing. You were a big help. What do I have to do? Send them 2 fingers first for them to get their butts in gear?
Yeah, I'm gonna call bullshit on that. I mean, even in America here, if you reported something like this, I think the police would at least keep an eye out, or at the very least, you could have them do a welfare check on like all his everywhere where he might be, and then obviously if they don't turn up something, then you could probably report him missing. But since we're in Europe, I imagine it's even easier to report someone missing there. But no, he's been taken by the creepy-looking cult dude in robes with Darth Vader choking powers, who may have influence over the police, apparently. So, I think we've done all we can here, so let's go outside.
Loud music? Coming out of the office? It's not the stuff Daddy listens to, so he can't be in there. Maybe the person in there can tell me where he is, though.
Do a quick scan. Let's start with looking at the nameplate.
There's an index card with Max Gruber written on it.
Alright. Got Max Gruber.
An aloe vera plant for skin after 40.
I like how it's like just on wheels there. But let's take some of it. Sure no one will mind.
There's an oily liquid dripping off of it.
Hey, let's see if we can grind it up in the bowl.
I'll squeeze a bit of this oily, slimy liquid into the bowl.
There we go.
The inside of the dish is somewhat porous.
Can we...
An aloe vera plant for skin after 40.
I guess we can't take any more aloe vera. That's a pity. Alright, let's...
They must have taken the real nameplate down during the renovation work. And now there is an index card with Daddy's name on it. A list of local pizza delivery services, information about the upcoming construction of an antenna tower in the neighborhood, a guy by the name of Schamberger whose dog Whiskey is missing. As far as I can tell, nothing interesting. I take it the fuses are in here.
Probably be breakers, actually.
It burbles quietly.
Ooh, I like it when my radiators burble quietly. I think that's all we can look at. So let's see if we can talk to this Max Gruber.
The door seems to be blocked from the inside, and the music coming from the room is so loud, my knocking probably can't be heard.
I like how we can't look at that right there. Alright, so we can't do anything here, so... Notice how the, footprints are, like, kind of there, but not really. Okay, so we can look at this list here.
On this list are the names of the employees of the museum. Scientific Director, Vladimir Kalenko. Office 5. In Office 4, there is this Max Gruber. That's an escape plan with all of the rooms in the museum. It's not up to date, considering a few of the rooms have been blocked off for renovation.
Oh, that would be great if I could actually, like, see it if there was some light or something. But unfortunately there isn't, and it doesn't seem to be that useful for us right now. Let's see, we can look at the T-Rex.
King of the Dinosaurs. Even the reproductions inspire fear. I certainly wouldn't want to run into one of them.
But where are the feathers? Alright, let's, oh.
It brings a little illumination into the darkness.
Okay, nothing important. So let's walk over to this area. Curiously enough, a piece of this rope seems to be missing, and there seems to be some vandalism.
The diagram is about how and if asteroids and meteors could have been responsible for the extinction of the dinosaurs. When I look at the description of the effects, the theory seems very plausible. Hard to believe that a dino with horns like that was strictly a vegetarian. Maybe it's not such a good idea to count on it.
And looks like this is interactable, and we hear something coming from it, so let's take a look.
I hear noises coming from the statue. It looks like someone's in there. There's a hidden door.
Okay, so use it.
Eddie, what are you doing in here?
Miss Nina, are they still here?
Still here? Who?
They came. I couldn't see, but suddenly I knew that they were there, and I went into a panic. I had to hide. And then I saw them. They looked like they were floating, but they were just blurs. And the air was vibrating. They didn't speak, but these voices in my head, hundreds of voices.
Eddie, have you been drinking again?
No, I haven't been drinking, I swear. Well, at least not a lot. But they were really there. I could see them, I could feel them. I wasn't imagining things, believe me. Those black capes, with those bony fingers. I'll never forget it.
It's okay, Eddie. Just come out of there and calm down. The poor guy's nerves are shot. I should talk to him after he's calmed down a bit.
But it looks like he left something behind.
A key. Eddie must have lost it here.
Yoink. Well, we don't want to exit just yet, so let's go back up the stairs. Maybe now we have what we need to shut off Max Gruber's music.
What luck! The key fits.
Woo!
The fuses are all numbered. I expect that the numbers stand for the separate rooms in the museum.
I'll just turn Max Gruber's blaring music down to a bearable level.
And I didn't save. What a mess. Redoing all of that work is gonna take hours.
Mr. Gruber, please, let me in. I need to talk to you.
What? Hold on just a sec.
Hello, you're Nina Kolenkov, right?
Yeah, how did you know that?
Your father told me about you. I'm so happy to finally meet you. Were you wanting to have a look over your father's shoulder while he's working?
I wanted to see him, but when I got here, the door to the museum was standing wide open, and his office was in total chaos. Oh yeah, Eddie was crouching, completely terrified inside the reproduction of the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and was stammering something about floating creatures.
Doesn't exactly sound like a strict observation of the work rules. But I'm not at fault. I haven't come out of my office for hours. What does your father have to say about it?
That's exactly it. He's gone.
Gone? What do you mean gone? He couldn't have just disappeared into thin air.
I have a sneaking suspicion that something terrible has happened here. You really didn't see anything?
No, unfortunately not.
Alright, so we can ask him a few questions. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we can ask him about our the items in our inventory at this moment.
My father's room looks like it's been rummaged through. Do you know what my father was working on last?
Not exactly. Actually, he was supposed to have been taking inventory. We're renovating.
Yeah, I know, but...
But he mentioned recently that the inventory wasn't top priority right now. Something came up that he wanted to tend to first.
You don't happen to know what that was, do you?
No, like I said, I was stressed out too.
I like how we still have lights in here. I guess we just kind of flicked the breaker instead of leaving it off. And he also sounds familiar. I'll have to look up his voice actor if I can.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary recently? Any strange occurrences? Was my father behaving differently than usual?
No, not really. We haven't seen much of each other in the last couple of days. I was under a lot of stress, and he seemed like he had a lot to do, too.
Darn.
Maybe you should get the police involved. The whole thing sounds a bit unsettling.
Yeah, I already tried, but they don't seem to be interested in my father's disappearance.
I will say, just based on his room, it looks like he studies Native American cultures, given the arrows and the masks and the totem pole.
The caretaker was totally out of his mind, stammering something about men in black robes and strange voices.
Eddie? Well, you know, he's a really great guy, but...
But he likes to hit the bottle, I know. But I've never seen him like that before. He seemed like something had really scared him.
Well, if someone really was here, then Eddie might have seen something, and combine his lively imagination with a bottle of whiskey.
Yeah, but I think I'll go ahead and talk to him as soon as he's gotten a hold of himself again anyway. He's the only one who might be able to help me.
Alright, it seems to be all we can do here. We can't walk around or anything.
I'll just keep looking. I'm beginning to feel like Eddie does. I'm totally confused, and I'm really starting to feel scared.
If you need help, I'll be here.
Okay, thanks a lot.
See if there's anything else we can do in the office here.
Who are you and what are you doing here?
I could ask you the same thing. Detective Kansky. I'm leading the investigation here, and who are you?
Me? Nina Kalinkov. I called you.
Well, well. So I hear your father disappeared.
Yeah, I arrived here and wanted to see my father. He said he'd still be at the museum, and when I got here, the door to the museum was ajar and it looked like a bomb had hit his office.
I'm really worried. Thanks for coming.
I don't trust this guy. I feel like the police wouldn't have sent someone after they just blew us off like that. And, I don't know. I just get a bad feeling from this guy.
Do you have any idea what could have happened here? I can't believe that my father could have created such a mess.
I don't even know your father, but we can't rule out anything.
Do you really mean to say that...
I'm not saying anything at all, dearie. I just take all possibilities into account as long as the facts aren't on the table.
Do you think something happened to my father?
Hard to say.
I thought the police wouldn't be able to help me as long as my father's life wasn't in danger.
Listen, girlie. I've been in the business for almost 40 years. I know when something stinks. And this thing really stinks. And if you have something to do with this, then come out with it. I'll find out sooner or later.
Hello? I called the police. Well, more like, I tried to get them to come here. Why would I do that if I had...
Criminals always do the most illogical things. I'm not fooled by such things. Otherwise, I wouldn't have become a detective.
Yeah, all right, I get it. You're a really clever guy. If you find something out, you'll let me know right away, right?
Yeah, I need your phone number and address anyway. And don't leave the city. I might have some more questions. Now get out. You're just getting in the way and messing up the evidence.
Strange guy, this detective, eh?
Yeah, and not exactly the friendliest of his profession. But maybe you have to be like that in his job.
Yeah, could be. The main thing is that he finds out what happened to my father. At least there's someone who believes that something is completely and utterly wrong.
I believe you too.
Thanks.
And I'd like to help you too. I don't need to go to bed anymore anyway, and I can always sleep when I'm dead. So, if I can do something for you...
That's really nice.
Just check and see if your father has already got home. He might be worried already and is gonna sentence you to 2 weeks without allowance because you're late.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Unfortunately, I won't be back at the office until this evening, but please come by or call me. If your father is back, then we'll have something to celebrate. If not, then maybe I can do something for you.
Okay, I will do that.
See you tomorrow, and good night.
Good night.
And sleep well.
You too.
Aw, thanks for being a decent human being. Alright, let's look around a bit since we've apparently been completely kicked out of the museum.
This Konski guy just threw me out, and honestly, I'm not really looking forward to a quick reunion.
Well, it looks like a museum of natural history.
My father has worked hard for months on the exhibition of the rulers of long ago. Hopefully I'll find him again soon. And hopefully he's doing well.
Natura Kunda Museum. I forget. I mean, Natura is obviously nature. Museum is obviously, well, I think they might say it museum, but obviously it's Museum Kunda. For some reason, the word period comes to mind, but that doesn't seem right. But in any case, Museum of Natural History, more or less.
2 angry-looking saurian creatures. Both of them look as if they are watching over the museum's entrance. 2 angry-looking saurian creatures. Both of them look as if they are watching over the museum's entrance. This must have broken off one of the lights at the construction site.
Well, we'll just yoink that. For no particular reason.
My motorcycle.
I guess
My motorcycle.
we can't look at the sea. There's seemingly nothing else we can do here. So with that, I think that'll conclude today's episode. So thank you all for watching and stay tuned for next time, and we'll see you then.
Hello? Dad? Are you home?